Yeah, I mean, it's really come as quite a shock to me that there is this level of really hatred and violence from the left. I always thought the left, or Democrats, were supposed to be the party of empathy, the party of caring, and yet they're burning down cars, they're firebombing dealerships, they're firing bullets into dealerships, they're just smashing up Teslas. Tesla is a peaceful company. We've never done anything harmful. I've never done anything harmful. I've only done productive things. So I think we just have a deranged. There's some kind of mental illness thing going on here, because this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
and I think there are larger forces at work as well. I mean, I don't know who's funding it and who's coordinating it, because this is crazy. I've never seen anything like this.
Tell you what, it's always the people who have the most who somehow view themselves as the biggest victims. Here, Elon Musk is blaming half the country for the fact that a random person reportedly set Teslas on fire in Las Vegas. Now, a few things here. First, Elon says that it's shocking that there's this level of violence and hatred from the left. Again, it wasn't the left that set these Teslas on fire in Vegas. It was reportedly one person. But I do find it curious that suddenly violence is considered bad again for the Republican Party, a position that was conveniently discarded when a bunch of Trump supporters were bashing in windows to the U.S. Capitol and bludgeoning police officers on January 6th, all incited by the guy who Elon Musk himself spent $250 million electing to the presidency. So perhaps he would have a little more success in pretending that he dislikes violence if he didn't tie his fortunes to the biggest instigator of it. And then Elon says, I thought that the left was supposed to be the party of empathy and caring. Let me ask you all, do you realize why the left, the party of empathy and caring, dislikes Elon Musk? It's because his first act as shadow president was to block the very first spending bill in December, and the new bill that replaced it literally no longer included funding for childhood cancer research. Unsurprisingly, Musk opted not to rail against that bill. It's that his next act was to dismantle USAID, which for only 0.5% of the budget delivers food and clean water to the impoverished and does HIV prevention work where it's needed most. It's because his next act was to gut the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which exists solely to help Americans recover money from predatory financial institutions that have defrauded them. It's because his administration is demanding $880 billion in cuts to Medicaid and $230 billion in cuts to food stamps, which are final lifelines for these people who need it most. It's because veterans are getting fired by the thousands. It's because education funding is being slashed, healthcare is being cut, climate initiatives are being cut, and yet Musk himself is somehow benefiting more and more and more from these government contracts. So when Musk wonders why the party of empathy and caring doesn't like him, it is precisely because they are the party of empathy and caring. In fact, Musk goes on to say that he's never done anything harmful, he's only been productive. Now, I truly don't know whether he is being ignorant or lying, but either way, the delusion is beyond apparent. Since he's taken over, he has acted in such a way that would give him, almost unilaterally, more political and financial advantage by eliminating all regulations that would rein him and his companies in. For example, the FAA had several open investigations into Tesla, and the FAA had recently ordered SpaceX to carry out a formal investigation into the loss of a Starship vehicle during a test flight, and previously ordered over $630,000 in civil penalties against SpaceX. And now, all of that goes away. But sure, he's never done anything harmful, only productive. I've gone through this list before, so I apologize if you've heard it, but it is 100% worth repeating. At USAID, which again, our first target of Doge, the Inspector General had already initiated a probe into Starlink satellite terminals in the Russia-Ukraine war. That Inspector General was fired and the investigation shut down. But again, Elon's never done anything harmful, only productive. Or how about the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau? Consumers submitted over 300 complaints about Tesla to the CFPB, and yet Trump fired CFPB Director Rohit Chhabra and installed Project 2025 architect Russ Vought as the Bureau's acting director. Musk himself tweeted, "Delete CFPB" less than a week after the agency finalized a rule that could put his planned collaboration with Visa to offer a real-time payment system on the platform into the agency's crosshairs. In fact, here's Elizabeth Warren drawing that link quite clearly.
Elon Musk, as you know, he bought Twitter, and he's just lost money hand over fist on that investment. So he's had a better idea, better from his perspective, and that is he's going to do X money. And the idea here is he's going to be everything on the financial side and social side for everybody in the country, maybe around the world if he gets the chance. There's just one bump in the way, and that's the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. It's not that they say no. You can go ahead and build a new tech platform, a financial system, good for you. But you've got to follow the basic rules of not cheating people, not lying to people, and not sucking up their personal data and selling it to somebody else.
Yeah.
He doesn't like that. So he's announced he's going to do X. What a great idea. Move the bump out of the way before you start. You know, it's a little like a bank robber saying, well, before I go into the lobby with my sacks that I'm ready to fill up, I'm just going to fire the cops.
Yeah.
And now I'll go in and take the money.
But again, Elon's never done anything harmful, only productive. Or how about the Department of Labor, which oversees the National Labor Relations Board, the Office of Federal Contract Compliance Programs, and the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, all of which had over a dozen open investigations into Tesla and SpaceX regarding alleged unfair labor practices, safety violations, and discriminatory work practices. And in response, well, Trump fired the Department of Labor Inspector General, the chair of the NLRB, blocked their ability to rule on cases, gutted the Office of Federal Contract Compliance Programs via executive order, which prevented their investigations findings about Tesla from being made public, and for good measure, fired 2 of the 3 Democratic commissioners on the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Again, Elon's never done anything harmful, only productive. The EPA had multiple lawsuits against Tesla over violations of the Clean Air Act and hazardous waste laws at the company's automotive manufacturing plant in Fremont, California. Trump fired the Inspector General. The FEC was set to rule on a number of complaints filed during the 2024 election cycle, including complaints regarding Musk's America PAC, so Trump illegally removed the FEC chair from her post. The Department of the Interior runs the Fish and Wildlife Service, which Musk has repeatedly clashed with. Trump fired the DOI Inspector General. The DOJ filed a lawsuit in 2023 against SpaceX for allegedly engaging in hiring discrimination and investigations into whether Tesla had been candid in describing the features of its vehicles. Trump has since remade the DOJ in his image. The SEC sued Twitter in January, alleging Musk misled shareholders about his Twitter stock purchases in 2022 and ordered Musk to pay the federal government as much as $150 million. Trump has since pushed out the SEC chair, leaving the agency with a Republican majority. In each of these instances, the principal beneficiary isn't some nebulous concept of waste, fraud, and abuse, as Musk loves to claim. It is Elon Musk himself. He is getting rid of the cops who regulate his own business interests and branding this as a win for the American people, all the while claiming that he's never done anything harmful, only productive. So look, I am not advocating for the destruction of any property, regardless of which side of the aisle you're on. But the victimhood shtick is getting old. Elon loves to frame himself as some beacon of virtue, but he's either lying to himself or lying to you. Just like Trump, this is another thin-skinned billionaire who feels like he's getting the short end of the stick, all the while he is literally the reason that people won't get healthcare, that people won't get clean water or food, that people won't get education, won't have jobs, won't get relief from predatory banks. But hey, at least Tesla and SpaceX will get hefty government contracts, despite constant assurances, by the way, of no conflicts of interest. This whole charade is as tired as it is transparent. Elon Musk is interested in helping one person, and that's Elon Musk. The only way you could miss it is if you're burying your head in the sand. Before you go, first, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more and support independent media, please subscribe to this channel. The subscribe button will be right here on the screen. But second, the reality is that we're now in a political environment where this administration can lean on any of the social media platforms to suppress certain voices if they don't like critical coverage. That means my longevity here is in the hands of a few tech billionaires who are already making it clear that they're willing to cater to this White House. To that end, signing up for my newsletter is a great way for me to be able to reach you directly if that ever becomes necessary. I'll put the link on the screen as well, so please sign up. It's completely free, but there's also an option to do a paid subscription if you'd like to support my work. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching.